Hey everyone, welcome back to Hoodie Talk, where we talk all things nerds, and today we're talking Star Wars Rebels. Today's the 10-year anniversary of Rebels, so let's talk about Rebels. Some of my favorite moments, some of my favorite characters. Let's just talk Rebels. So let's go ahead and talk about Kanan Jarrus, one of my favorite Jedi of all time. Not favorite, not just yet, but the more and more I realize how great he is, the higher he's moving. Now, going into Rebel, a lot of people would think that it's just going to be another story about a Jedi Knight or Jedi Master training a Padawan, him destroying the evil bad guy in the show. You know, the basic cookie cutter Star Wars formula, but it's actually a little bit better. But at the beginning of the series, Kanan is just a Padawan. He never got knighted, he never finished his training. Because of Order 66, he's still a Padawan himself. He has his ups and downs as a teacher, and at one point he did want to get rid of Ezra, but not in the sense of I'm done with this, but more so that he didn't feel like he was up to the challenge. It's really the adventures that him, Ezra, and the Ghost Crew go on that grow them as characters, that grows Kanan as a teacher and helps him teach Ezra the way. But don't worry, he does become a Jedi Knight somewhere in the middle, or maybe the end. You just gotta watch and find out. He does become a Jedi Knight though, and it's pretty cool. But besides Kanan, everyone in the Ghost Crew is truly one of my favorite characters in the show, because they each have individual stories that they go through that grow them as characters. From Zeb to Chopper to Ezra, Hera, Sabine, even Kallus. Even Kallus gets some character development, and it's all amazing writing on their part. I'll definitely have to say another standout would be Thrawn. As someone who didn't read the books at the time, seeing Thrawn in action, just seeing who he was, definitely pushed me towards wanting to know more about him. Thrawn is a cold and calculated character that is pretty much a lingering ghost amongst the ghosts. He's a phantom of the phantoms. He's pretty cool. And he's definitely one of my favorite Star Wars villains of all time. I would definitely say he's number one as far as non-Force users or Force wielders. He is a menace. And what Rebels video is a Rebels video without talking about Fulcrum or Ahsoka? Her transition from Clone Wars to Rebels was smooth. It was seamless. It was perfect. To introduce her as this secret spy, this informant, this helper on the side, that was amazing. It was amazing, especially at the time, not knowing who Fulcrum was and wanting to really find out who it was. That was amazing. And not only having her return, but also having Maul return is the icing on the cake. But besides Maul and besides Ahsoka, let's go ahead and talk about Ezra and his arc with the two of them. Maul being that devil on Ezra's shoulder, luring him to the dark side, luring him to the Sith holocron on the ancient Sith world, absolutely incredible. It was a great time, and it definitely fleshed out and added more to Ezra's character. And Ahsoka sort of being the angel on his shoulder, being the one to warn Ezra about Maul's influence. It was all perfect. It was perfect. Ultimately though, that arc did lead on to what became the catalyst for the World Between Worlds, like Ahsoka returning from what we thought was her death, but it wasn't at all. And we found out that later in Ahsoka. And that's definitely a video for another day, maybe around when Ahsoka 2 comes. I also really enjoyed how Rebels handled the balance in the Force, and sort of how Ezra and Kanan sort of reached their version of the balance. I enjoyed that. But besides that, there's nothing else to talk about except the GOAT herself, Sabine. Mandalorian, street artist, temporary leader of the Mandalorians, wielder of the Darksaber, Jedi. She has many hats, and she wears them well. Sabine's character development is definitely up there as far as favorites in Rebels. I love how she went from this street punk runaway to this full-fledged rebel and Mandalorian. Like, I enjoyed that. I really loved that, and I loved how it transitioned even over to Ahsoka. Again, a whole nother video in of itself. I thoroughly enjoyed her character, and I cannot wait to see more of it in Ahsoka Season 2. that said, let's end this video off with some Chopper love. Chopper is the greatest droid. There we are. Chopper, R2, BD1, BB8. There you go. Best droids in Star Wars, with Chopper being a number one. Enough said. But that's it. That's all. Join me next time when we talk all things nerds. But until then, peace out. Bye.